What is up, guys? DBS Analyst here, coming back to you guys with the Locals Challenge again. And I promise you guys I'll do a World Martial Art Leader month. So the next leader I decided to take as a challenge was the Son Goku leader. I really like this leader, mostly because he's a green leader, and much green leaders nowadays, except for Android 17 and 18, which has a reduction cost for all of their battle cards. Well, not all of their battle cards, but Android 17 and 18 battle cards, and enhances their strength by 5k, is a huge thing for green leaders. But this leader doesn't have that ability to actually reduce the cost or make you so that you're higher in energy in any way, shape, or form. But what it does do is, I'll read the card, is that it does a generic attacks a leader card, draws a card, and then when it awakens, untaps 2. But his backside is what's interesting about this leader. So he's always hitting for 20, just like Jackie Chun. Leaders that can always hit for 20 typically has like a soft spot for me, because I could hit like Soul Striker can, but Soul Striker requires that you have 5 energy. This one just requires you to be awakened. So being a green leader means you have access to different cards that other color leaders cannot access, and I'll go over them in the deck profile as well. But his other ability is once per turn, when he does KO a battle card from your opponent's battle card, it can re-switch itself from rest mode to active mode. So this really forces your opponent to save their battle cards, because they know that he's going to restand anyways. So if you swing into like a weak battle card in rest mode, hitting for 20, they have to combo out, because otherwise they're going to have him restand and attack the leader. So he kind of has like a topo ability, except he can only do it once per turn. So he's a really cool leader. I'm going to go over the deck list later. But in my matchups, I played, well, strangely enough, I got first, but I played like 3 green leaders and 1 black leader. So the 3 green leaders were Broly, the mirror match with the Goku leader, and then I played against, what did I play against after? Oh, Android 17 and 18. And then last round I played Announcer. So those were my matchups for the tournament, and I did pretty well for this leader. It's a really nice leader, because it doesn't play any of the conventional strategies like Storm. It doesn't play any Chain Attack Zeno. It doesn't play any chain. You can't play Cell Chain in this deck. So you have to really come up with something unique about this leader. And there's a lot of cards in the World Martial Art series that caters to just this leader, because they require that you have green martial art leader to activate their ability. So I really like that leader loyalty, even though there's no other World Martial Art that's green in this set, or previous or concurrent. There's nothing that you can use with the green leader. So with a World Martial Art green leader, except for this one. So maybe in the future they'll have more World Martial Art stuff, but looking at the print run, I don't think there's going to be one. So we'll have to just wait and see if set 6 will offer more World Martial Art leaders. So yeah, so in the next segment I'll go over the deck profile, and then hopefully you guys will enjoy what I have to offer you guys. So peace out. Okay guys, so this will be the deck profile. I ordered a lot of stuff off of Troll and Toad and TCG Player, and I really liked that this was my purchase for Thanksgiving or Black Friday. So but I bought it before Black Friday and Thanksgiving, so I decided to treat myself, and I decided to get foil Roshis. This is definitely one of the, I think it's a staple almost for World Martial Art leaders, because you need to be able to generate advantage over the other decks currently in the pro format. So yeah, I'm gonna play the 4 Master Roshi and Master Shen combo. I really like this combo, and then when my friends at Locals were seeing this for the first time, they were just shocked that there was a draw engine that surpassed most of the current draw engines for the meta. Mainly because this doesn't still interact well with Chain Attack Zeno, but if you're playing against any other matchup, I think you'll have a good deal, or a good matchup against like Android 17 and 18, and maybe even Shenron. So definitely a staple, I think, if you're playing a yellow in your deck, that you play these guys as a World Martial Art. So really good. You can even play this in any other leader as well that plays, as long as you play yellow. The only downside is that you won't be able to access announcer cards. So a lot of the announcer cards allow you to fetch these guys and then draw a bunch. So I wouldn't recommend playing this outside of World Martial Art, even though that you could technically. So a really good combination. So this is a lemon lime version. So you're gonna be playing green in here with with yellow and black. So I don't know how you want to call black, but if there's anything close to that. So those were my my little engine for the yellow, for the yellow. I also play Master Roshi. So a lot of people have deterred away from playing negates from their hand because of dark power black mass Saiyan, which whenever a battle card comes in, non-keyword battle card comes into play, you have to discard 2. So there's a lot of cards that have non-keywords. So, but that means it doesn't mean that you just can't play him. It just means that when he's not out, you can just negate when he comes out. A lot of Cell players are now playing the Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan with the Cell Chain. So that kind of like puts a damper on my strategy sometimes, but sometimes that's okay. So I play 4 Roshis to fill in the yellow gap. If you're this is a storm heavy format now, so you're gonna need something to survive. So 4 Flying Nimbus, and believe me, you'll definitely have the ability to discard for yellow every time because you're drawing so much with these 2 and play by play, which I do play, and then 1 battering laser because it was a it was definitely what I learned from Jackie Chun is that I needed this card in my main deck, so I decided to main deck this in the deck. So it turned out to be not so bad in the tournament. My other negates, or my other extra cards, I play King Vegeta Surprise Attack. I think if you are splashing yellow, or especially if you're playing this engine and they're rest mode, a lot of times they'll want to attack it because they can't clear it normally because of their barrier, so they have to attack into it. So King Vegeta's Surprise Attack allows you to protect them and then give it revenge, so that your old men are actually killing your opponent's battle cards that have barrier if it's attacking them. So it's a really interesting little surprise, because it is a surprise card. Not many players play it outside of what other decks play it? Android 17 and 18, so it's kind of weird to see it in other decks. So that's what I really like about playing Rogue. And then since you're playing Green Leader, you can play Death Shock Ball, Shocking Death Ball. So I only play 1 as my 1 negate outside of Roshi, Nimbus, and Play by Play. I play this so that I could, when I'm tapped out and they think they got me, I could essentially just activate it on a double striker or a triple striker and negate their attack and then kill a 2-drop. So that's I don't play 1. I don't think I need to play any more than that. So on to the black cards. So the black cards, I play 2 Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan. So like I said before, this is a weakness of this deck is Chain Attack Zeno. So if you have this out, they have to discard 2 cards. If you have 2, you have to discard 4 cards after the Chain Attack. So they'll start with 4 if they're playing Pan, 3 if they're not playing Pan at all. So because Pan triggers the ability to draw, so they'll start with 4 and I get to start with 5. So that's a pretty good deal for me. And of course I play the Ever Curious Announcer. I also got them foils too. They're really nice. So really nice. So this synergizes with all the World Martial Arts stuff. You can even search for the super combo for this deck as well. So, and you can also search for Play by Play. So Play by Play is like another draw engine. So you're gonna be drawing a ton with this deck. So you're searching, you're drawing 2, and you're drawing multiple cards. And you can protect them with Nimbus, and you can play. It's a bunch of negate package. It helps you survive, so you can get to the higher turns, so that you can bring out your bombs in this deck. So now for the meat and grind of the deck, which is the green aspect of this, I play 3 trading moves Tien Shinhan. The reason why I don't play 3 is because the ability to attack again is not the reason why this deck is good. The reason why this deck is good is because his counterpartner in the World Martial Art is Mercenary Tao. These guys are all World Martial Art, And Mercenary Tao is really good actually. He's a lot better than Broly, the 6-drop. Broly makes it so that you have to discard, you have to pay 6 energy to discard only 2, and he's at 30k, which is nice, and he's double strike. But he discards 3 when he comes in, and he only costs 4. And the only requirement that you have is that you have TN on the board, and this guy has barrier, so there's very few ways to interact with TN. And by the time you drop Mercenary Tower, they have to discard 3 cards. So they're all 5k shield, and when he does come into play, he forces them to discard 3 cards of their choosing. And then next turn, if TN is still out there, you can just play another one. So I have like a little discard engine that isn't Cell Chain, because Cell Chain is a little too easy. So you play a little bit more difficult cards, ways to discard, but that's fine. They have their own perks because they don't fill up a lot of space. You have to run a lot of 17 and 18s in your deck, so you can play your Cell Chain. This one only takes up like 7 spots, which is nice. So if you want to play like a hand destruction that doesn't like drain your whole deck space, and you're playing a World Martial Art Leader that is green, yeah. So there's very few options. You can only play with this leader. So play this little engine if you want to play a hand destruction deck. Yeah. So my other packages, I play 2 Android 18 Deadly Defender, really good in Android 17 and 18 leader. But outside of that, she's not bad still. She's still a kind of like a all-inspiring Vegito in rest mode. And if you pair it with like King Vegeta Surprise Attack, it's still a very good combo to get rid of stuff. So a lot of unexpected twists in this deck, and it's pretty nice to have these two. I may even think about upping this up to 3 because she's actually pretty good. On my turn, she's swinging for 20k, which is really nice. So hitting for 20 is really like strong, and she has like a awe-inspiring Vegeta ability to protect your leader from dying, which you need because you're not playing Sensubi in this deck. So you need to be able to defend your guys as much as possible. So this is kind of like giving your leader a Sensu Bean to 25 with 2 cards, which is nice. It just doesn't give you the plus, or just doesn't untap you in energy. So you have to be very mana efficient with your green leader. Very efficient. You cannot be inefficient. So to board clear in some ways, I have a barrier blocker that snipes, so it only costs 4. I was very careful about how much 4-drops I have in this deck, so I only play like I believe I only play 6. Yeah, 6, including the Mercenary Tau. So he's good because he's also a barrier blocker. So if you happen to play against a Victory Strike deck, you can actually block the Victory Strike, and you can actually combo with this too as well. So a lot of ways you can clear it. And then the bomb of the deck is a really old card that came out of Union Force, and I think it might even appear in a Shenron deck, some variants of Shenron. But this guy is really interesting because you can pair it with a lot of cards, and that's going to be the finishing Spirit Bomb Son Goku. So what he does is he has X-Evolve, and you only pay 1 energy to X-Evolve on top of a 5-drop Goku, but I don't play any 5-drops, so I'm going to for sure hardcast this guy, and his ability is when he attacks, you get to combo with up to 3 green battle cards from your drop area. So if you combo with all the super combos, so I do play 2 of the Vegeta combos, and I also play 2 martial art Chi-Chi, and on top of that I play 3 Infernal Villainy Cell. So Shenron decks can actually play this pretty well, as long as you have Infernal Villainy Cell. But yeah, so when he swings, you get to combo from your rest area, and then so he's double strike, so he can be a great finisher. You can combo with that and draw a card, so he's like a recovery, and he's a finisher. So in the event that you're not killing them, you can recover very well because you can potentially draw up to 3 cards off of his attack. So he's a +3 on his attack, and then he forces your opponent to discard so many if it's swinging for lethal. So pretty cool card. I only play 2 because I don't want to see it, but yeah, he's a finisher. So pretty cool little deck I have. I don't even think I'll play this deck again, only because it's a little difficult to play a green leader very well, and then the room for error is very, very small. So my next segment, I'll show you guys the matchups in speed mode with some music. So hopefully you guys can see how the deck flows and then see if you guys will enjoy it or not. So peace out. Hope you guys enjoy it the rest of your day.